In the grand libraries of Connecticut estates and the quiet halls of European manor houses, a dress code exists that money alone cannot buy, refined over centuries by families whose wealth predates modern capitalism itself, where a faded cashmere sweater signals more status than any logo ever could. This is the old money aesthetic, a visual language of understated elegance that separates generational wealth from nouveau riche, and today, we decode every element of this timeless style that the truly wealthy have perfected over generations. The term old money refers to families whose fortunes were established multiple generations ago, typically through industry, land ownership, or strategic marriages during the Gilded Age and earlier periods. These are the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the European aristocracy, families whose wealth has been preserved and grown through trusts, investments, and careful stewardship over decades or even centuries. Unlike new wealth that often seeks to broadcast success through conspicuous consumption, old money families developed an entirely different relationship with luxury and display. Their style became a reflection of confidence so deep that it required no external validation, no logos, no flash, just quiet certainty. The foundation of the old money aesthetic lies in a single powerful concept: quality over quantity. While fast fashion encourages constant purchases and trend chasing, old money wardrobes are built slowly over years with investment pieces that last decades. A single navy blazer might cost $3,000, but will be worn for 20 years, its fabric improving with age rather than deteriorating. The same philosophy applies to every category: shoes, bags, watches, even casual wear. Classic tailoring forms the backbone of old money style for both men and women. For men, this means perfectly fitted suits in timeless fabrics like navy wool, charcoal flannel, and subtle pinstripes. The cut is never trendy or fashion-forward, instead favoring traditional proportions that have remained elegant for over a century. Shoulders are natural rather than padded, lapels are moderate in width, trousers are simply cut with a slight break at the shoe. These garments are typically made by heritage tailors on Savile Row or their equivalents in Italy and America, houses that have dressed the same families for generations. For women, the old money wardrobe revolves around timeless silhouettes that transcend seasonal trends. The classic elements include tailored blazers in neutral tones, A-line skirts that fall just below the knee, crisp white button-down shirts in premium cotton, cashmere cardigans in navy and camel, and simple sheath dresses in solid colors. The fit is always impeccable but never overtly sexy or attention-seeking, reflecting a philosophy where elegance matters more than allure. If you find this exploration of generational wealth and timeless elegance fascinating and want to discover more secrets from the world of old money luxury, make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell to never miss our exclusive content. We also have a special giveaway running on the channel right now, so check the link in the description below to participate and join the Luxy Eternal community. The color palette of old money style is remarkably consistent across continents and generations. Navy blue dominates as the foundation color, present in blazers, sweaters, and trousers. White and cream provide contrast, particularly in shirts and summer clothing. Khaki and tan appear in chinos and casual wear. Gray in multiple shades from charcoal to light heather serves as a neutral. Burgundy, forest green, and deep brown accent the wardrobe without ever venturing into bright or trendy colors. This restricted palette ensures that every piece coordinates effortlessly, eliminating the need for constant outfit planning while maintaining sophisticated cohesion. Fabric quality represents perhaps the most crucial distinction between old money style and its imitations. Cashmere must be exceptionally fine gauge, the kind that costs $500 for a simple crew neck sweater, because it comes from the undercoat of specific goats in Mongolia. Cotton shirts are made from Egyptian or Sea Island varieties, with thread counts exceeding 200, resulting in fabric that feels like silk against the skin. Wool for suits and blazers comes from Australian merino, or English mills that have perfected their craft over centuries, producing cloth that drapes beautifully and resists wrinkling. Leather for shoes and bags is full-grain vegetable tanned hide that develops a rich patina over years of use. The concept of heritage brands is fundamental to old money dressing. These families have relationships with certain makers that span generations, often purchasing from the same establishments their grandparents patronized. Brooks Brothers for American classics, Hermès for leather goods and silk scarves, Cartier for watches and jewelry, Barbour for country wear, Churches for dress shoes. These brands share common characteristics. They have existed for over a century. They prioritize quality over fashion trends. They repair rather than replace, and they maintain consistent designs that remain recognizable across decades. Footwear in the old money aesthetic follows strict unwritten rules that immediately identify the wearer's sophistication. For men, the standard includes brown leather brogues for country settings, black Oxford shoes for formal occasions, and burgundy penny loafers for casual elegance. These shoes are invariably leather-soled, never rubber, and are regularly maintained with polish and periodic resoling by skilled cobblers. A pair of quality dress shoes can easily last 30 years with proper care, and indeed many old money individuals wear shoes that belong to their fathers. Women's footwear emphasizes classic shapes over trendy designs. Ballet flats in neutral leather, low-heeled pumps in black or navy, riding boots in brown leather, and simple leather loafers. Heel heights remain practical, never exceeding 3 inches, reflecting a lifestyle where walking and activity matter more than appearance. The emphasis is always on quality construction and timeless design rather than seasonal fashion. Accessories are where old money style becomes most revealing. Jewelry is invariably real but rarely ostentatious, a simple strand of pearls passed down through generations, a thin gold watch with a leather strap rather than metal bracelet, small diamond stud earrings rather than chandelier styles. Wedding and signet rings are often the only jewelry men wear, and these typically have family significance rather than being recent purchases. The guiding principle is that jewelry should be inherited or have meaning, never simply bought to display wealth. Bags follow similar logic, with quality and longevity prioritized over trendiness. A leather tote from Hermès or a classic handbag from Manor might cost thousands, but will be used for decades, its leather developing character with age. Logos are minimal or absent entirely, with the quality of construction serving as the only necessary signal. Many old money women carry the same handbag their mothers used, viewing it as a practical tool rather than a fashion statement. The grooming standards of old money aesthetic emphasize natural elegance over dramatic styling. Hair is classically cut and colored to look natural, never with trendy highlights or unusual styles. For men, this means regular haircuts and conservative styles, clean shaving or well-maintained facial hair, and meticulous attention to nails and general cleanliness. For women, hair might be long and simply styled or cut in classic bobs and shoulder-length styles that have remained elegant for decades. Makeup in the old money aesthetic follows the French philosophy of looking polished but natural. Foundation matches skin perfectly, blush adds subtle color, lipstick stays in nude to rose ranges, and eye makeup remains understated. The goal is to look healthy and well-rested rather than made up, projecting effortless elegance rather than obvious effort. Fragrance choices favor classic perfumes from heritage houses like Chanel, Guerlain, or Hermès, often wearing the same scent for decades. The lifestyle elements that surround old money aesthetic extend far beyond clothing. Country estates and historic homes are maintained rather than replaced, with families living in houses that have belonged to them for generations. Furnishings mix antiques inherited through the family with a few carefully chosen contemporary pieces, creating interiors that feel layered and collected rather than decorated all at once. Activities and hobbies reflect this same timeless quality. Equestrian sports like polo, fox hunting, and show jumping remain popular, requiring specific wardrobes of riding boots, jodhpurs, and blazers. Sailing, particularly of classic wooden boats, connects to maritime traditions and requires its own uniform of navy blazers, white trousers, and deck shoes. Tennis at private clubs, golf at exclusive courses, skiing at family compounds in European Alps, all come with established dress codes that old money families navigate instinctively. Education plays a crucial role in perpetuating old money aesthetic and values. Attendance at certain boarding schools and universities creates networks that last lifetimes and reinforces shared standards of behavior and presentation. These institutions have dress codes that train young people in the principles of appropriate attire, teaching them that respect for tradition and occasion matters more than personal expression. The concept of discretion is perhaps the most fundamental principle underlying old money aesthetic. True wealth does not announce itself through logos, flashy jewelry, or conspicuous consumption. Instead, it manifests through quality that insiders recognize instantly, but that remains invisible to those without the knowledge to identify it. This creates a visual language that functions as both inclusion and exclusion, identifying members of a specific social class to each other, while remaining somewhat mysterious to outsiders. Leisure wear. In the old money aesthetic maintains the same principles of quality and timelessness as formal clothing. Cashmere sweatpants replace synthetic athletic wear. Cotton polo shirts from heritage brands substitute for graphic tees. Cable knit sweaters and classic patterns provide warmth with elegance. Even relaxing at home involves maintaining certain standards of presentation, reflecting the idea that personal dignity deserves respect regardless of audience. The old money relationship with luxury goods differs fundamentally from nouveau riche consumption patterns. New wealth often purchases the most expensive, most visible items to signal success. Old money instead focuses on items that demonstrate knowledge and discernment, the perfect vintage Rolex rather than the newest diamond-encrusted model, the classic Range Rover rather than the flashy sports car, the understated vacation home in an established location rather than the massive mansion in a newly fashionable spot. Travel for old money families follows predictable patterns established over generations. Summer homes in Nantucket, the Hamptons, or the French Riviera. Ski chalets in Gstaad, Aspen, or Verbier. Autumn shooting parties in Scotland or upstate New York. These destinations are chosen not because they are currently trendy, but because families have been visiting them for decades, maintaining traditions and relationships across generations. The modern revival of old money aesthetic, particularly among younger generations discovering it through social media, represents both appreciation and misunderstanding. While the visual elements can be replicated, the true essence lies not in the clothes themselves, but in the philosophy they represent, investing in quality over quantity, valuing tradition over trends, and finding confidence in understatement rather than display. Understanding old money aesthetic ultimately means understanding that true luxury is never loud, never desperate for attention, never seeking to impress. It whispers rather than shouts, it endures rather than fades with fashion, it values substance over surface. This is style as a reflection of values, where every choice signals patience, discernment, and the deep confidence that comes from knowing exactly who you are.